Ooh. Macarena. I used to want to do the Macarena. It's so good. Ooh. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kimberly P. Welcome back to my channel, KP Sparks. Y'all like my little sparkle in the background? It's real cute. My girl Stephanie got it for me. I just had to shout it out. It's real cute. It's real cute. But I'm coming at y'all with the video that you all actually requested. There's this new cool feature on Instagram where you can put up polls and people can vote for whatever you want them to vote for. If you have multiple ways that you're trying to decide what should I wear today, you can put up a poll and your followers will help you decide whether you should go with the deep wave or the Brazilian straight. I really like this new feature. So yeah, let's go into this topic that you all requested. I'm not surprised y'all requested it because everybody loves talking about relationships. Everybody loves talking about it. So let's get into relationships. Let's get into crushes and romantics and parallel boundaries, and let's get into it right now. So the question that I think I posted on Instagram, and if I didn't, I'm pretty sure this is around the same area of things. It's about crushes, but basically I wanted to pose a question like, because someone has asked me before, is it healthy to have a crush? Like, I don't know if this is healthy. I don't know the answer to this, and I want to let you know, or whoever has that question, it is completely healthy to have a crush on somebody. It's completely healthy. If you plan on getting married in the future, you're gonna have to start having a crush on somebody beforehand. Don't think that it's automatically, or God tells you that you're the wife and he tells him that he's the husband, and then you guys just come together at church and get married one day. No, it's okay for you guys to have crushes on each other before stuff happens, so it's completely fine. What I would like to say is that it's kind of weird to have a crush on somebody when you are a girl, and not, let me say when you are a girl, but kind of weird to have a crush on somebody when you're doing it God's way. It's weird. Let's just be honest, y'all. It's weird because it says in the word of God, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So when you read verses like that, it says he who finds, so meaning that he is going to pursue. Ooh, okay, I got a little bit too passionate just now. But meaning that he is gonna find you, he's gonna pursue you. So it kind of leaves you at a place where if you have a crush on someone, you're like, okay, am I just gonna be like staring at you at a distance and thinking, oh yeah, I have a crush on you, but I can't do anything, I can't say nothing because you're supposed to pursue me. It especially felt weird for me doing it God's way when I first gave my life to Christ, and even sometimes now, because my personality, I naturally, like, if I want something, I go for it. If I want to get your number, I go for it. If I want to like make something happen, I go for it. But I've gotten a check in my spirit multiple times that that's not what I desire, and that's not from my reading of the word, and especially that verse. I'll put the verse right here. I believe it's in Proverbs. From me reading that verse, I want him to be able to pursue me, So stating that crushes are healthy, but having crushes on guys, it is weird. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, it can be fun, but it's weird. It can be exhausting. I can share what's worked for me and how I've dealt with, crushes, and just how to guard my heart, even though it's healthy to have a crush. The first thing I would say is to not assume anything. Don't assume anything, girl. Just because he said that you smell nice, that don't mean that he trying to put a ring on your finger. Cause us girls, let's be honest really quick. We take one thing and we now do fairy tale land. Oh, because he looked at me this way, I saw him staring at me in church, so therefore I think that he's thinking about how he's gonna approach me, and the next time he talks to me, he's probably gonna ask me out, and let me think of the name that we will name our sons. Stop assuming anything. Like, don't assume anything. If you haven't heard out of his mouth that this is the case where you have a crush and you want to eventually get into a relationship with them. If you haven't heard out of their mouth that they're interested in you, do not assume anything, because you're gonna now start thinking about the future with that person, and you're gonna have somewhat of a tunnel vision about things, and you don't want to go down that rabbit hole if homie is not even looking your way. And what if homie is actually talking to somebody else? It annoys me when I get called sis, but honestly, they're still your brother. They're your brother in Christ, so you definitely should just keep it like that. You know, of course you can admire them. Oh, they're handsome. Oh, I really like what they're doing. Like, I really enjoy speaking to them. You know, it's fine, but don't assume that that's how they feel for you unless they say it. They say it with their mouths. Like, they say, Kim, I'm interested in you. Another thing I would say to practice when you do think that you have a crush on somebody is to create a timeline. There was some night we had at our church, and they were giving it relationship advice. It was a relationship advice night. Basically she was saying, like, someone asked a question, if you like a guy, you know, if you have a crush. That's the thing with me. I don't say I like somebody when I have a crush on somebody, because I feel like saying I like someone is like, because I know you. Because if I don't know you and I have a crush on you, like, I don't like you. Like, I don't know you for you. So why should I say that I like you? Because I feel like is a step below love, and I don't even want to go to that level. So I'm not gonna say I have a crush on you. So I just want to insert that there. That's just my personal opinion. I don't say like no. But tracing back to what she said, she basically said that if you have a crush on somebody and you know they don't know about it yet, or even if they do know about it and you guys are talking and you're just in the talking phase for a break, you should definitely set a timeline. If things aren't moving by this date, then I'm over this. I'm moving on. Like, because you don't want to be forever. You can have a crush on someone for a long time, but I don't know, sis. I just have a short time. So like, if I'm not seeing any moves and I'm just admiring you from afar, I'm just like, I need to move on. You're not noticing my greatness right now. So maybe it could not be you, maybe you're the wrong person, or maybe it's the wrong time, but I just know that I need to move on. Nothing is wrong with setting the timeline, and you don't have to vocally say this. Of course, if you have a crush on somebody and they don't even know you have a crush on them, there's no need to now say,
hey yo, you know that by June 15th, I'm gonna stop having a crush on you? I just wanna let you know that.
But yeah, crushes come and go, y'all. Crushes come and go. I feel like those tips that I gave just now really helped me to guard my heart, because I felt like in cases where I didn't do those things, in cases where I did assume, in cases where I did in cases where I continue to have a crush on someone and I'm just like, they will never notice me. They, you know, it's the timeline is really long. I noticed that I even would start to like be like, dang, maybe I just need to improve in this and then they will notice me. But I'm just like, no, you know, of course we move from glory to glory, but I know I'm great how I am now. So next, boundaries. Boundaries. Kimberly, do you believe that guys and girls can be best friends and not like each other? Do you believe that? No. No. And I'll stand in no. Boundaries, it's called propinquity, and basically it's the tendency for people to form relationships or romantic relationships with those whom they encounter often, forming a bond between subject and friend. So I feel as though, and this is my opinion, but the reason why I have this opinion is because I've seen this so often, I've experienced this. I feel as though if you are spending so much time with a person of the opposite sex and you are sharing intimate things that's going on in your life. You're going to cry to them. They know everything about you. You know, even if you're not even physically attracted to them, y'all, you're gonna start liking them. You're gonna start liking them. Somebody's gonna start feeling someone, and it could be the case where one person feels the other person, but that's not the same vice versa, and you're gonna be hurt. You can have guy friends, of course, you can have guy friends, but there's just boundaries that you need in those relationships to. Because if you're not interested in that person, you don't want it to reach a level that you don't want it to reach. I also think it's important to just shy away from best friend relationships with the opposite sex, because when you eventually do get into an intimate relationship, if you aren't already, it's gonna be kind of weird. As another male already know your deepest, darkest insecurities or just intimate things that, you know, should only be for your husband. But yeah, of course you can have guy friends. Like, it's completely fine. I have guy friends, but there's boundaries. I didn't want to just leave y'all with my thoughts on boundaries, so I just did that small part of it. But I'm gonna let my homegirls and my homeboys let y'all know how they practice boundaries. So let's jump in. Let's tune into that.
So I think the biggest boundary that guys should set is making sure that there are boundaries, period. Especially with the opposite sex. So I would say one big thing is communication. So how late you guys are communicating. I know that's like a basic one for a lot of people, but it actually works, it helps. So let's say, you know, you guys are having a conversation like around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Once it hits like around 9 o'clock and you know that it's getting really late, then there should be some type of line that's being drawn. Because, you know, normally when it gets late at night, you know, you become more vulnerable in a sense. So, you know, those conversations can lead to conversations that, you know, just don't need to be had. So just really being mindful about that. And another one is like your action, like the thing that you decide to do with the opposite sex. So if you guys are going out to eat, it's just making sure that, you know, I mean, you can open the door for her, that's nice and cool and all, but like if you're gonna tuck her into her seat, you know what I'm saying, I think she'll get the wrong idea. Okay, maybe this guy is actually like interested, or maybe he's trying to pursue me, and you may not. I mean, you may just simply just be a nice guy, and you want to hold the door or open the chair for her, you know, before she sits down. But like I said, like people can really take things and, you know, run with it and make it seem like you meant something you really didn't mean. So it's just really just being careful about that. And I mean, I think that's it for the most part. For me, it was just making sure that I'm not communicating too late at night, and just making sure that I'm not doing anything that will kind of lead people on into them thinking that I'm interested. So it's just like making sure that I'm not doing anything as far as just like my actions that will kind of lead them into thinking that I'm interested when I just simply want to be a friend.
So how do I practice having boundaries with the opposite sex? One thing that I like to do, and one thing I truly like to focus on, is my mind. Especially as a woman, I believe that our minds can pretty much make up anything. So one thing that I practice doing when I have relationships with the opposite sex is to make sure that my mind is in check. So for example, when I have a friend or when I have a guy friend, I always think of that person as my brother. So whether it's calling them my brother, whatever it is, or even when I'm thinking about them, I'll think like, this is my brother. My brother's name is Kingsley. So when I have a guy friend, I'm like, this is Kingsley. So anytime that, you know, my mind drifts off and I start thinking of things that make this person not a friend anymore, I'm just like, this is Kingsley, so get it together. As we all may know, our thoughts can easily dictate what we do and dictate our actions in general. So it's very important to not entertain any thoughts that takes that person out of the friend zone when they need to stay in there.
I think the biggest thing with having healthy boundaries with the opposite sex is realizing that you don't want to be alone with the opposite sex. That sounds kind of strict, but when you think about it, when you're in a relationship, you're not going to want to have someone that's constantly hanging with someone with the opposite sex, that's constantly going out one-on-one. That's not a good look. So I try to keep it in group settings, and even now, Kim is my man, love her to death, but whenever we text, it's really in a group text with Pauline, my fiance, and that works because they're both really close, but it also works because now there's accountability. Now it can never be any shady stuff going on in between us one-on-one, which is really helpful, really good. Another thing is knowing that, hey guy, whenever I am going to get in a relationship, I give it to you. That's important because now I'm not trying to force relationships myself, but I'm letting God be the orchestrator. I'm letting God be the one that's going to bring my person to me when the time is right. That way I'm not out here trying to maneuver things myself. That way I'm not trying to be one-on-one with someone because I'm not worried about trying to get in a relationship. I'm trying to build genuine friendships, and wherever God takes that, that's where He takes that. Those are my tips.
Okay, so when it comes to having boundaries with the opposite sex, I like to just remind myself to always keep the end in mind. So what that looks like is if I have a friend who is a guy that I'm not interested in and I don't want to pursue a relationship with him, I always want to make sure that I'm mindful of that whenever I'm interacting with him, whether it be via text message, in person, on the phone, whatever that may be. I never want to send mixed signals or confuse him or anyone else. So it looks different depending on your relationship with the person, but just always, I always try to remind myself, like, hey, if I don't want this person to think that I like them, I have to make sure that my actions and my words, my tone, my facial expressions, all of those things are reflective of that, because I don't want to be confusing. So just always remember to keep the end in mind whenever you are trying to figure out how to interact with the opposite sex.
So yeah, that's the video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. Let's start a conversation down below. How do you practice boundaries? How do you deal with crushes from a guy's point of view? I would love to hear from guys' point of view. Do you guys like videos like this? And thank you all for watching. We just hit 600, y'all. That is crazy. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It's really crazy to see what happens when you are really consistent. And I've seen just a tremendous change of things after I started being really consistent on YouTube. So I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. And I'm going to speak to you later. Peace and blessings. Bye.